It was a frightening ordeal, people dining when shots rang out at a busy restaurant near LA Live. When it was over, 42-year-old Sidney Barrett Morris was dead.
Mr. Morris was murdered in what appears to be an unprovoked and targeted attack.
It happened back on November 28th at the Fixin' Soul Kitchen near Olympic Boulevard and Figueroa Street.
Okay, we're here at LA Live, one of the most built-up sections in downtown Los Angeles. And right behind me is the Fixin's restaurant. And on November 28th of 2023 at 6 p.m., when this would have been just full of tremendous traffic, a SUV pulled up, a man with a black mask on and a hat that said "no fucks given" got out. The driver stayed in the truck. He went into Fixin's. He had 2 pistols. He went up to a guy named Sidney Morris and dumped both pistols into his head while he was sitting at the bar eating. Obviously unaliving him, and he fled and got away. It's been a year and a half, so that was November 2023. It's May of 2025. That's almost 18 months. And they just arraigned these guys about a week ago. They got 2 guys in custody, chief amongst them Santana Kelly. Santana Kelly is a rolling 40 Crip who actually, they call him Iceman, and I'm pretty sure the internet gossip, he was, gave some paperwork about how somebody from his neighborhood was supposed to be a snitch to 600, and people are all in the comments putting certain emojis, but that's just a sideline thing. So police say he's from rolling 40s. He's the trigger man, and then they got this other guy, and I think there's a third person that these 2 guys haven't given up. Mr. Kelly caught a carjacker when he was 16. He got out from that. He did some follow home robberies. So there's something called, there are some casinos, small casinos in Metro LA. There's one called the Hollywood Casino down in the City of Commerce. Mr. Kelly followed some people home from one of those and robbed them. He did 19 years from that. So he's only been out a few years. Like I said, his name is Iceman on the street. Now, here's where it gets spooky for all you guys out the street that's still trying to hit a lick. How did these guys get caught? Well, the SUV that was used allegedly was found burned up, and it was burned down to the frame, so there was no DNA. So they had no evidence. But it's taken them all these months to sift through the databases, and they finally successfully did. And there are license plate readers. I don't know about in all major cities, but in LA and New York for sure, there's license plate readers all over the city. Cars are being tracked. So they found the license plate of that rental car. And some woman was driving it in an apartment in South LA, South Central, to use the old term.
Every time a car passes by, these cameras collect data. If that data is incorrect in any way, he says it could have dangerous consequences.
And off by one, or the introduction of human error, or a bad actor having access to this data can absolutely create risk.
Saw Kelly, Santana, or no, they saw a woman parked a car outside of it. And look how much activity is out here. And this is on a Thursday night. When this happened, this was 2 days after Thanksgiving. I mean, it gets totally, I used to live 2 blocks from here. It's totally jam-packed down here. Can't believe they went right into the guy was sitting at the bar, 2 guns to the head. But so, using these license plate readers, they found the car. They saw a woman park, get out and walk into an apartment. And then they figured out who rented the apartment. It was Santana Kelly. And then when they ran his name, they saw, oh, he's Iceman from the rolling 40s. He's been to prison for carjacking, follow home robberies, and the rest unfolded. I don't know exactly how the investigation unfolded from there, but they got these 2 guys in custody. They just arraigned them. So now, as far as why they shot this guy was an administrator at a Cal State or something university, something like universities in the state system here in Los Angeles. He was an administrator. He had been recently assigned to investigate some athletes for sexual, maybe harassment on campus. He had went bankrupt some years back, but he had got himself out of that. They really can't figure out thus far what a motive would have been. The guy didn't appear to be in financial trouble. He also didn't appear to have come into a bunch of money. But you know, jilted lover. You can hire, if you have, you'd be surprised the amount of people that have killed somebody for money. Especially when you're in one of these cities where you got rough neighborhoods, where you got gang members that have done 20 years, that have been, you know, done robberies and different stuff. It's a way for them to make money, especially now that the street's drying up for a lot of other things. You know, the old ways are not necessarily viable anymore. It's hard. People don't even carry cash. I mean, even if you're going to a casino, you're not carrying cash. It's all on the card. So robbing has gotten harder. It's all about scamming and finessing, and that's not everybody's game. So I don't know. These guys are alleged to have done it. Iceman, rolling 40s. If he's not guilty, then free him. If he is guilty, well, criminal justice system will do what it does. But pretty interesting that happened. You know, like they say, LA is not safe. I mean, LA, not crime is fairly low, but what's interesting about LA, of what does happen, a lot of crazy, wild, elaborate stuff happens when it does happen. There's not a lot of just petty crime, because it's easy to get such a wealthy city, even though there are poor people. But if you need to make $1,000, like, but you know, like as far as high profile homicides,
Police say there are two suspects, Philip Clark and Santana Kelly. They claim Clark entered the restaurant and started shooting.
Allegedly walked straight to Mr. Morris and shot him in the back of the head, killing him instantly.
This murder shocked the community and instilled fear in our residents and visitors that such a brutal and calculated murder could happen in such a public place.
Investigators say the suspects are documented gang members and are now in custody. Officials describe Morris as a community leader devoted to equity and diversity. Investigators say this was not a random act, but won't comment about a motive.
Again, we're still working through a bunch of leads and evidence to try to figure out exactly why this happened. But at this time, we're not willing to release anything publicly right now.
listen, assume that nothing you do is secret and can't be figured out. They found out where this car, they did a good job of burning it to get rid of the DNA, but they knew what the license plate was. It's probably the girl reported it stolen because she rented it from a rental place, so she had to tell them it was stolen. So they knew the license plate number. And then it was, she just said it was stolen. It was burned to the point where there's no DNA. But they found the car and she parked it by this guy Santana Kelly's apartment. And once they ran his name, probably figured they had their man. So, right here at Fixin's, LA Live, downtown LA. For those who haven't been here, they call it Crypto Arena, the Staples Center where the Lakers play. Everything is down here. The Novo Theater where they have concerts. During Christmas, they put out a big ice skating rink. It's pretty cool down here. The place that was Fixin's, before it's Fiction, it was Shaquille O'Neal's soul food restaurant. And that closed after a while. I haven't been in Fixin's. This is the world's most expensive bowling right up there. Lucky Strike. So, Al Prophet, Gangland meets Hollyweird, and we'll see what happens with this case. But license plate readers all over the place. It's not safe in LA, and your secrecy is definitely not safe probably anywhere in the US of A. Al Prophet, American Dover. Here at the Fixin's soul food restaurant right there over my right shoulder right there. They gunned this guy down November 2023, and they just arraigned these first two guys. They have no motive. They just know, but the kind of the point of the story, in addition to it, being an interesting Hollywood story, but more so than that, I didn't know they had these license plate readers. So it took them a long time, but they sifted through all these cameras around the city, and there's probably they're implementing AI with every passing day that can read a blurry license plate more and more easily. So
technology to help the LAPD catch traffic and street takeover violators is expanding this morning.
We got our first taste of the automated license plate readers in the San Fernando Valley. KCAL News reporter Tina Patel is live to tell us where the technology is expanding to now. Tina?
Yeah, good morning. We are on the west side in a press conference here just wrapped up a few moments ago. You can see some of the people behind me. The new police chief and the new district attorney were here joining forces with city leaders to show how they're already working together to reduce crime. Now, they say more funding is going to go towards police patrols and also rangers patrolling the Venice Beach area. But they also talked about technology being used to help them. Take a look at this video. A couple months ago, the LAPD started installing these automated license plate readers in the San Fernando Valley. Well, they say they're now going to install an additional 100 cameras in 50 different locations throughout Council District 11. They have already identified some trouble spots, intersections where there have been dangerous street takeovers in the past. The police say these cameras will give them the ability to monitor crime in real time and respond immediately. The district attorney says he hopes criminals see that things in the city are about to change.